Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Welcome back to Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Sunny, mild, yet windy day here in Long Island, New York. So recently, with all these fluctuations in weather, I've been looking through my gardening books. And I thought that why don't we talk today, guys, all about garden jobs which should be done in the month of April. So I was looking through my gardening books. I came to realize that usually by this time of the year, I am far more ahead in my gardening than I am this year. With the weather fluctuating, we had rain, we had snow, we had hail, we had sun, we had wind, we had temperatures in the low 70s, and the next morning they went down to upper 20s. So why don't you guys let me know in the comments below? Did you get any delays with your gardening this year yet? What kind of weather have you been having in the zone where you live? Are you behind in your gardening jobs, or are you right on point? What do you usually do in your garden this time of the year in the month of April? So if you guys like today's video, show me your support by clicking thumbs up. Leave all your comments below. Talk to me, guys. Tell me all about your home gardens. What zones do you live in? What kind of weather are you guys having so far in your zones? I love hearing from you. I love reading your comments. And of course, I personally respond to each and one of your comments. And if you haven't yet done so, don't be shy, guys. Show me your support by subscribing to my channel. You can do so by going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. Also, if you do not want to miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos, click the bell icon. This way, you will always get notifications whenever I release a new gardening video. So now, come with me. Let's go talk all about gardening jobs which we as fellow gardeners should be doing in the month of April. So here you go, guys. I know that in early spring, in the month of April, most of our garden beds are still empty. We have not filled them up yet with our veggies and our herbs just yet. But then we do have some of our garden beds which we planted in the mid to late fall, such as this one over here. I have my garlic growing from fall 2022. I have two beds over here filled with different varieties of garlic. And I have my strawberry bed. This one we guys actually planted together a few weeks ago. This one is filled with strawberries. As you could see, some of the bare roots already came up and some are still dormant. So what is it that you can do with your existing filled garden beds this time of the year in the month of April? You can fertilize them, you guys. Yes, you can and should fertilize your strawberries, and you should fertilize your garlic this early on in the season in the month of April to give it a stronger growing potential for you this spring and this summer. So talking about herbs, you guys, month of April is the perfect timing to start growing your herbs from seed. I have a video on my channel where I talk all about the vegetables and the herbs which should be planted from seed in the month of April. If you haven't seen that video yet but would like to see it, it is still available on my channel. So what herbs can you start growing in the month of April? Parsley, dill, oregano, chives, basil, all of those can be and should be started from seed in your herb garden or in your raised garden beds or even in pots in the month of April. So what else can you do as a gardener? A passionate gardener like myself in the month of April. You should start, and you can absolutely start growing potatoes, whether you grow them in pots, in your gardens, or even in your raised garden bed, you guys. Yes, April is the perfect time to start growing your potatoes, especially if you live in zones 7, 8, or zone 9. So let's start growing those potatoes. I know that Mother Nature has been pretty unpredictable up to now, but guess what, guys? It's a matter of time before the weather starts to warm up. And once weather starts to warm up, the temperatures start to go up, things start to grow. And yes, once they start growing, they will grow very quickly. So remember, depending on what you're growing, if your plants require staking and or some sort of a support such as a trellis, make sure you have those things handy and available to you. So as soon as your plant starts to show that springtime growth, you have those necessary garden supplies right there, ready to give your plants that support. So I know that by this time, most of us, regardless of what zone we all live in, have already started our plants from seed. Whether you started them inside in your seeding trays or outside already in your home gardens. Soon, for those of us who have not passed our last frost date, but that date is soon approaching, like here in Long Island, New York, that date will be April 15th, which is right around the corner in about a week and a half. So what do we need to do with our seedlings before we plant them outside? Let me show you. So when I say we need to start hardening off our seedlings, what do I mean by that? I mean that every single day you should start taking your seedlings outside a little bit at a time. So you could start first day for maybe 10-15 minutes, then the following day expand on that time, make it maybe 20-25 minutes, the following day 30-45 minutes, and so on. What does that do? How does that help our seedlings? Well, it helps them get ready to be planted and to grow outside in your home garden. It allows your plants to get used to whatever Mother Nature brings. Sun, rain, wind, even sometimes hail. Because your baby seedlings are so used to growing inside in warm, cuddly room, whether it's your green room, whether it's your garden space, whether it's your kitchen. Essentially, they will not be growing there forever, and they will be moved outside. So in order to give your plants the best chance at growth, you should always harden off your seedlings for a few days prior to finally planting them outside at their final growing destination. So what else can you do in your home garden, guys, in the month of April? You can continue harvesting the crops that are ready to be picked and eaten. For example, this is my chive, guys. Remember what I said to you before, that in zones 7 and up, chive is a perennial, which means you plant it once, and if you take care of it the correct way, it will keep coming back and grow for you every single year. So some of the crops that you could potentially already pick now in the month of April could be your chives. The more you cut, the more you trim, the more this beauty will grow for you. And the more you cut it, the more you can enjoy it in your delicious cooking dishes. Some of us already have lettuce, which is ready to be cut and eaten. Some of us already started their peas and can potentially harvest some. Another example of an herb that can be picked and harvested this early in the season is your dill and or your parsley. Another very useful thing you can do in the beginning of April or during the month of April is to fertilize to fertilize your blueberries, your gooseberries, if you indeed have them. I have one over here. You could see all the beautiful new green leaves forming. I have quite a few mature blueberry bushes over here. And another thing which you can do is to fertilize your currants if you have those. As you guys may know from previous videos, I have red currant, black currant growing in my garden as well. So what I will be doing this month is giving these guys a nice boost by adding plenty of manure. I will also be fertilizing my blueberry bushes, and of course this guy over here, my gooseberry. What this will do is it will help your plant's root system and will essentially give you larger, sweeter, and more berries come this summer. Another very important thing to do in the month of April is to get a head start on de-weeding your garden, whether it's inside your raised garden beds or anywhere on your garden territory or even in the soil. You do not want to let these weeds grow bigger and to take over your garden space. Make sure you go through every one of your garden beds and inspect for potential weeds. What you want to do is you want to rip them out with the root. These weeds will start taking over your garden beds, and that is not what your vegetables need. They should not be fighting for nutrients and for water with these intruders. Look at these roots out. So go through every single one of your raised garden beds, your pots, and if you see any weeds, get rid of them as soon as possible. So another great helpful thing to do in the month of April is to take care of our flowering bulbs. I know that for many of us, our flowering bulbs are in different stages yet. Some are in full bloom, some are potentially already done blooming, and some haven't even bloomed yet. So it is important to keep an eye out for your flowering bulbs. One very important tip when taking care of your flowering bulbs in the month of April, even if your flowering bulbs are done blooming, make sure you do not cut off the green leaves and the green stems. Let your plant sit there and let your bulb absorb all of the energy from your plant, from the leaves and from the stems. What this will do, it will give your plant, your bulb, more strength. So all these green leaves, what they essentially do is they send the energy back to the bulb, and this way your plant comes back bigger, stronger, and blooms longer for you next growing season. So for those of us who have hydrangeas growing in our home garden, as you could see, mine already started to sprout new growth for this year. So right now would be the perfect time in the month of April to fertilize our hydrangea plants. Also, those of us who have roses, as you could see, my rose is sprouting some beautiful new leaves for this growing season. Right now in the month of April is the perfect time to give our roses that extra boost by giving it some fertilizer. Another beautiful plant, flower, which requires for you to fertilize it in the early spring, and April is the great month, perfect month to do that, is our peonies. As you could see, my peony sprouted new eyes for this growing season, and just yesterday morning I added, as you could see, I diligently fertilized my peony plant. So this is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. I want to thank of you all my loyal viewers and of course my loyal subscribers. I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. So hopefully I give you guys lots and lots of things to do this month, in the month of April. Finally, spring is here, so us fellow gardeners are going to be busy bees this month. If you guys liked this video, if you thought this video was very useful and helpful, show me your support, guys, by clicking thumbs up. If you guys haven't yet done so, you should do it today. Go below, subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. It is very easy. All you have to do is click the subscribe icon, click the bell icon so you can get all the notification whenever I upload new videos. You guys, leave your comments below. Tell me about all the things you gardeners do in your home gardens in the month of April. Have you started growing any vegetables yet? Have you started growing any herbs yet? How are your plants doing? Potentially your vegetables that you planted maybe mid to late fall. Are they doing okay? How is their growth progressing? How has the weather? How has Mother Nature been to you guys in your zones where you live? Let me know all of these things, you guys. I love communicating with you. I love replying to all of your comments. Again, I hope everyone will stay safe, healthy, and happy. Beautiful, beautiful spring day here today. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye.